Hey there, dog lovers. You're listening to Wag.Wander.Repeat, the podcast where every tail has a tail and every pup is part of the pack. I'm your host, Frankie, here to celebrate the joy, the mess, the magic, and the mayhem that comes with life alongside our four-legged friends. So grab a leash, a treat, or just a comfy spot on the couch, and let's dive into today's episode. In today's episode, I'll be chatting with you about traveling with your dog, sharing some of my best travel tips from my experiences of traveling with my youngest pup, Macy. I'll be explaining some of our favorite practices that have helped make travel easier, more comfortable for all of us, as well as what products I like to keep around to help. I will also share some good news related to airplane travel with your dog and what Italy has done recently for animal welfare. Before we begin, I do want to say thank you for being here. I'm so excited to share my passion for dogs in a new way and start encouraging all of you to leave your questions and topics in the comments. I would just love to be able to build this as a community where we can all grow from each other's experiences. All right, so let's dive in. The first section I always like to get started with is what I call wags and wins. In this episode, we'll be diving into some great news for animal welfare from Italy, because this summer Italy approved new legislation to improve animal welfare. The legislation is focusing on combating animal abuse, including harsher penalties and more legal protections for animals across the country. The bill increases prison sentences and fines for various offenses, and particularly killing an animal with cruelty, creating a situation to prolong suffering. This is now punishable up to 4 years in prison and a fine of 60,000 euros, which is double the previous maximum. This law also introduces new criminal offenses related to animal cruelty, like organizing violent events involving animals, staging animal fights, or puppy trafficking. So way to go, Italy. I also have some other great news from Italy, which I think is so cool because I would love to fly with my pups. My 3 that are in the pack right now at home are all over 50 pounds. So if you're familiar with flying with your dogs, you might already know that most airlines only allow small dogs to sit with you on the plane, unless they're a service animal. Well, Italy recently removed this restriction. As of September, they now allow medium and large dogs to fly in the cabin with their people instead of in the luggage area. The first 2 large dogs to be welcomed into the airline cabins were named Honey and Mocha, a large breed dog and a Labrador. Let's hope this trend spreads beyond Italy to give our fur friends a more comfortable way of traveling with us. If you are from the United States, like me, I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and you want to visit other places around the world with your pups, you might know that our options here are kind of limited, but they do exist. So most dogs over 17 pounds can't travel with you on most airlines, except if you're using these commercial airlines: JSX Airline, La Campagne Airlines, Elite Airways, or WestJet Airlines. However, you'd likely have to pay for an extra seat for your pet to use. If you choose to pay more for a charter flight from companies like NextJet, VistaJet, or Wheels Up, these carriers don't have any restriction on size, breed, or carrier for your dog, but they do tend to start at about $5,000. So you can create a professional pet transport service and take a look at their individual offerings. The best options for you might not be an airline or an airplane. If you'd like to stay with your pet the whole time, car travel is far the easiest option. But you can also take small dogs with you on trains, and some cruise lines also will offer dog boarding overseas. So now I want to dive into our topic of today. Macy's been part of our family for almost 5 years now, and she pretty much goes everywhere with us. She is our youngest, and we have a lot of experiences traveling with her. We've traveled from Tucson to San Diego. We've traveled from Tucson to Harvey, North Dakota, um, on Tucson to Denver. We've done many, many road trips with her. And in doing these road trips, we have, I guess, just some tips and tricks and different things that I wanted to share. And I wanted to just put it out there that, it's not easy. It's not always the easiest choice, right? To take your animals with you, but it is very rewarding. We've done vacations with her. We've done lots of fun stuff. So one of the first things I want to mention is always keeping water with you. One of the best ways you can ensure you're meeting your dog's needs while traveling anywhere is to ensure you're always carrying water. Your dog will need access to clean water throughout the day, just like at home. So the best way to ensure you'll have this while you're on the move is by always having some with you. I personally always have a bottle of water on me when I go out with my dogs. On road trips, we keep a water bowl in the back of the truck to make sure we have it with us no matter where we go. I also use a wilderness dog fanny pack to carry my water and other things for Macy, like her collapsible water bowl. They also make these cool dog backpacks. So she, of course, has her own backpack and will help carry her needs. This is our water bowl for in the truck. It's super cool because it doesn't slide. It's this flexi material, and it is kind of uneven as it sits here. So it's called Go Together, and it's the brand is on this opposite side, KURGO. And it just, we got ours, I believe, off of Amazon, and it's just super easy to bring this with us, have it in the truck for her, in the back seat. And because it doesn't slide, it doesn't fold down or anything, it doesn't spill. So it's fabulous. Now, let me show you my wilderness backpack because I have it right here. Or my wilderness fanny pack, sorry. This is a super cool fanny pack that goes around my waist, has my little poop bags right here, but it has these different compartments. So I always wear this when we're traveling with Macy because that way I can have her pop up bowl. So these two bowls, and she's right here, saying, "Oh, look, we're going somewhere." But these two bowls, this one and the other one, go with us every single time. And they make it easy to make sure that Macy's getting her water. This fanny pack always has some treats in it. It also will have an extra leash in it. It will have a squeaker in it. I do keep a flashlight in it as well as some hand sanitizer. Has some lip gloss, a backup of the or refill for the poop bags. So it has room for pretty much everything in it. It's simple to use, and I take it everywhere whenever I take my dogs out with me. So moving along, another main need for your dog is food, right? Just like with us humans, we need food. To start with, I recommend you never randomly switch your dog's food up, especially when traveling. Traveling can be stressful enough. So when their stomach's already kind of weird from that stress, uncertainty and the change of schedule doesn't help. Instead, pack their normal food to come with and make sure you have enough for the trip, or that you can buy it once you're there. Now, this also includes snacks. It's a good time. It's not a good time to try new treats, right? So in my wilderness backpack, I will always have, it's kind of funny. We'll see what it looks like today because I think I really do need to refill it. But I always have a Ziploc baggie, right? We really like, there's two different freeze-dried treats. This is a salmon one. There you go, sweetheart. Thank you. And we also have a beef version. They're a little bigger than that. But I also have some just regular training treats in here. I think these are probably the bacon flavored ones. That's usually what I'm buying. But I always keep a Ziploc in my fanny pack of some of her treats. That way, when we're out walking around or we're looking for a spot to do her business, I can give her a couple treats. I will also have kind of some backup of those treats in her larger bag or with her food, right? So not a good time to change treats, bring them with you. Try to what I would say is while you're traveling, try to limit new treats and focus on bringing things with you that you know already doesn't irritate a stomach. So let's help as much as we can by keeping your pup regular while we travel. My girl Macy used to get really car sick during adventures. And while she kind of outgrew that, it made us especially conscious of a way of helping her tummy when we're on the road. All right. You might also want to focus on tummy troubles. You know, you can plan ahead, you can bring the treats, you can bring the food. But if you're experiencing things, it might, their schedule is going to be changed, just like your schedule might be changed, right? New things. I know we took her to Lake Havasu earlier last year, and well, she had a great time out on the boat and hanging at the lake with us and doing all kinds of fun stuff. It is different for her not to have a backyard to go in all day long. So one of the things that we like to do is we will bring some canned pumpkin with us. Pumpkin is rich in fiber, so it can help regulate their needs to go poop and what it's like when it comes out. If you find your dog is nervous about going pee or poop along your journey, make sure to give them a longer walk around. But you can also travel with some canned pumpkin, just mix it in with their regular food during their meals while you're gone. And this should help keep them a little bit more regular. Walking can really help them get used to their surroundings, as well as encourage their need to go. So on road trips, we like to go walk through like the grass by the car rest stations or gas stations. But we also will look for like parks or different places that we can stop and spend a little bit of longer time at. Macy is a little particular about where she likes to go. We have a grass backyard, which is unique for Tucson. She likes to have something like that. It is different for her to go on rocks or dirt. She is a little particular. The dog park she frequents often, Dogs of Tucson, has fake grass in their potty porch. So she's used to things like that to do her business, if you will. It's also important to bring items they're familiar with along because this can help them be comfortable in new places. So you'll already have their leash, their food, their snacks with you, right? But just like humans have sentimental items, dogs do too. So try to take something like a toy or a blanket that they use regularly and enjoy. If you have more space in the car, you might bring their bed or their crate along, but trust me when I say I know how important this can be. On our first road trip with Macy, we had a long first night to the hotel. She was pacing back and forth without being able to calm down until we had the idea to go get her blanket from the car. After we laid it on the bed, she popped right up and settled in for the night. Small familiar items can make a huge difference. You can also create routines or certain habits that help your dog be comfortable. This might be as easy as trying to stick to their normal foods or bedtime schedules, or by starting new habits can help. For instance, we bring a peanut butter scented bubble with us when we travel with Macy. We have these bubbles at Dogs of Tucson that are scented like peanut butter. We'll drop you a link in the comments of this podcast below so you have them. But the bubbles are scented like peanut butter. They're allergen free, and Macy loves them. So we travel with them when we go on road trips. After a long day of vacation activities, we always like to take them out when we're in the hotel room and play with them for a little while before bed. Or if we're in an Airbnb or whatever our home is for that night. We like to just make sure that we have something she's familiar with, something she enjoys, where she can kind of just relax and be a dog, right? She's had a busy day. Dogs aren't used to going. And I know like during our vacations, a lot of the activities we do are jam-packed. We're, either on the lake or at the ocean, some kind of beach. So we're gone all day, and that can be exhausting for them, just like it is for us. You can also choose activities for your dog, like picking restaurants with dog-friendly patios. So we like checking Bring Fido for dog-friendly spots to enjoy. When we're making stops in the car, we also ensure one of us always stays with her. This is not only for her safety in the car, but also for her comfort. All right, so speaking of travel safety, remember that needs to be number one priority for your pup during the journey. As pet parents, this probably comes as no surprise to you. We love our fur babies and we want to make sure that they're safe and happy. However, what you might not remember before your trip is to think about the logistics of their safety during the trip. For instance, if your pups will be coming along with you in the car, consider what safety precautions you might want to take to prepare the car for them. This also includes steps like ensuring they have a leash within access. Personally, I always bring Macy's training collar along with us as well, so she knows to be mindful if we're getting in and out of the car, and she's ready to listen and follow my cues. Something else to be mindful of is when traveling, it includes a lot of walking. So whether in public spaces or the sidewalk, we have these great booties that Macy wears. I will drop you a link in the comments too. I just love them. I don't have any sitting by me right now. I should. But Macy has socks with some pads to protect her feet. We live in Arizona. The sidewalk can fry eggs and more, right? So we want to make sure that she's safe and she's not burning her paw pads. So when we're in different cities where there's debris or dirt, or we're just not sure about her being able to safely navigate the sidewalks, we make sure that she has her socks on. And this keeps her feet covered, but it also helps prevent any cuts, paw tears, any nail incidents. And it also makes sure that she's not burning her pads when we're going out. She doesn't love her socks. She tolerates her socks because she knows that when she has them on, she gets to go with. This is Wag.Wander.Repeat. Thanks for listening to this segment about travel trips for dog parents. Please let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments. I would love for you to just drop them below and let us know how we can help. Now, one last session before I let you go today is dog park dispatch. So today I'd like to dive deeper into keeping your dog safe while walking. Did you know that at 80 to 85 degrees outside, sidewalks can be hot enough to hurt your dog's paws? Well, 80 degrees, the pavement sitting in the sun might be as hot as 130 degrees. This can not only cause your dog pain, it can burn their paw pads. If you have access to a temperature reader, you can try to ensure the sidewalk is always cooler than 130 degrees before walking your dog without paw protection. Otherwise, you can try the 7-second hand test. Basically, you put your hand on the sidewalk. If you can hold it there for 7 seconds, it should be safe. And you always want to use the back part of your hand or your bare foot on the pavement. If you can hold your hand there, or you can hold your bare foot on the pavement for 7 seconds, and that's counting 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, right? You're not counting 1 2 3 4 4 5 6, you're giving it real true seconds. Just think, if only a few seconds hurt your bare skin, what damage an hour of walking or even 10 minutes of walking will do to those sensitive paw pads. Thanks so much for being here and listening to this episode of Wag.Wander.Repeat. Thank you for joining this journey with me. It means a lot to have your support. I'd love to give back to all of you by sharing any advice, answering your questions, replying to your thoughts or comments. So please feel free to leave them below. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave me a review, and share the show with fellow dog lovers. If you got a great dog story or question or something you want to hear on the show, head on over to Wag.Wander.Repeat on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep your paws happy, your heart full, and don't forget to Wag.Wander.Repeat.